a rundown of testing each one of those logic functions in ladder to make sure that everything stays the same. Okay, so I'm gonna run the exclusive NOR, and there it is, right? Because inputs 10 and 11 are both false, the output is true, right? Whenever any one of those changes, the output will go false. 10 changes, go false. 11 changes, go false. Both of them are true, the outputs become true, right? Totally the opposite of the exclusive OR. All right, let's do a test here. Make sure that everything is working. So I'm gonna start with the AND gate. Input 0, input 1 on, output 0 is on. That's our AND gate. The NAND gate does the opposite, which is input 2 and 3 are false, therefore output 1 is true. Whenever any one of them goes true, then the output will be false, or both true, the output still false, so that's the NAND gate. The OR function, it's input 3 or 4. Either one of the inputs have to be true, for the output to be true, and that's 4 acting on output 2, and that's 5 acting on output 2, or both of them, right? So we're still good. All right, and then we got the NOR function, which is input 6 and 7 are false, therefore the output is true. Whenever any of the inputs go, it still stays true until both of the inputs are true, then the output goes false. And then finally, we got the XOR, which acts on odd input. Input A is on, therefore output 4 is on. Input 9 is on, therefore output 4 is on. If both are true, then the output of XOR is false. All right, and then we just tested the exclusive NOR, which does the opposite, right? Both false, the output is, I'm sorry, both true, the output is false. Both false, the output is true. So that's actually the foundation of a lot of the logic ladder programming. So we build them all in a single file. That's okay, and it's okay because we're using different kinds of IOs, which it's all right. Better than having multiple logic programs in a single file. You just do a single one like that. This handout should be very handy to you guys as we start doing more tutorials and projects. So starting next week, you're gonna have a tutorial that'll get you started, and then you can continue on, complete the tutorial, and there's an assignment that needs to be submitted on after the tutorial for the week, and that's kind of the routine we're gonna follow on the upcoming weeks. You're gonna be programming heavily, and then practicing, and then building your projects, submitting the assignments, and so forth. So for the assignments, there's a couple of things that you're gonna need. Is the native code, in other words, the CCW file, and a printout in electronic form. One thing that I'm looking for in those assignments, it's a little bit of order and a little bit of professionalism, and that is document your projects as best as you can, labels and stuff like that. Maybe a heading on your project, labels on the IOs, so that if you were to pass that on to another colleague or technician, he or she will know what you're trying to say. That's part of the idea. The computer finally able to do it, correct? Okay, awesome. Good, good. So essentially what we're using here with this is essentially just connecting the IR to an actual board, right? An actual controller. But the terminals of controllers could be identical to what you have there, right? So it's just a matter of screwing a sensor to input there on the wall, right? So this is a good way to prototype your projects before you deploy them. Yeah, we can prototype and test, and for sure, if you use the next part to connect to the IO where they belong, then this should be workable. Okay. Is it doing it? Yeah, if it's doing it, yeah, it doesn't matter. If it's implemented logic. So with the last one, you want, yeah, so you have them both on. Can you remove the AG? Make it false. Yeah, so it's not doing it. Yeah, you just need a single branch to implement that. Instead of two, right? You can just move things around. I think I got scheduled to do other programming languages at some point. Let me check if that's the case. I don't want to mess you up with too many ideas here, but I think on our program for the semester, I have plans to deepen in other languages, but let's see. In other programming languages. This is, we're in week number 4. We're doing, am I in the right class? Yeah. This is the class, and this is week number 4. Basic logic gates in ladder logic. This is what we're doing today. Starting next week, you're gonna start your first self-guided tutorial and your first assignment. Same for week number 6, 7, 8. Week number 9, we'll switch gears a little bit to do human-machine interfaces, building HMIs for applications, intermediate HMI. And then we'll look at function block programming and structured text on the next 2 weeks, 11 and 12. And then 13, it's kind of wrap up. Why did I not have an assignment for 13? I forgot. Anyways, I still can modify that. So analog to digital conversion. And then we have a final on week 15. So, okay. Yeah, so we should be good, I think, how it's planned out. So feel free to use the remaining of the time to just play around. If you have any questions for us on what you're doing so far, but this should give you enough knowledge about the software to navigate. and know where to find things. Again, I'm gonna get you started on the assignment for next week. We're still gonna have to lecture. There's some material to be lectured on. We'll talk about timers on our lecture time on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, you're gonna have your lab. So pretty much that's how we're gonna be running things, right? For as long as there's a lecture, you're gonna have a lecture on Tuesday and a lab on Thursday. And if you need a little extra time, you may have to add that time. I don't know how things are gonna move, but if we don't get to do all the lab on Thursday, then you'll have to add a little more extra time to get that assignment completed. But that's the plan. I think we have a pretty good plan to get us going. Yeah, feel free to do whatever you need to do, ask questions, play with a few other things. Can you implement, this will be a good little exercise. Can you implement what you did in your conventional control systems? Can you build a motor control running ladder program? I think you can. Give it a shot. Okay, give it a shot. How do we bring that motor control experience now via software, right? And so what did we have? Well, we had an input and we have an output, right? We also had actually two inputs, right? Because we have the start, stop, those are inputs. And then we have the actual output, the motor itself. And then we have two light indicators, right? One that indicated system on, the other one that indicated system off. I think that's going to be brought up in one of your tutorials, but you can warm up trying to think about, how do I do this ladder program that will run this motor control? Right? My IOs are the start, the stop, my motor itself, pilot light, system off, pilot light, system on. So three outs, one in. How do I automatically implement that here in ladder logic? Give it a shot and come up with some ideas and see if you can implement it. And we can go from there. I can help you. Let's just say, take the next 10, 15 minutes and see if you can figure something that out. And then if not, I'm gonna kind of do a little version of that. Motor control operation in ladder logic.
You want us to do a new project?
Yeah, do a new project. Yep, definitely. Yeah, you can do a new project so it doesn't mess up. What was that?
We're submitting what we just did.
Which one?
The ladder logic program thing. Like
Sorry, Zach, I'm not following you.
turning in what we just did earlier.
Oh, you don't have to turn in this time. I think, is there a turn-in assignment? I don't think there is. This was just a kind of a demo. Let me see. If I have a link here, then you will turn that in. Let's see. I forgot if we had a link. So, oh yes, yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry about that. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there is a link. Demonstrate. Yeah. So you're gonna upload a file. You see that on week number 4? Thank you, Zach. That's actually an excellent point. So for what you did today, as far as the replication, on week number 4, you're gonna click on the hands-on basic logic gates ladder, and you're gonna upload both the native file, and then you're gonna also upload a printed file. So right here, if you click, I think there's a submission button. Yeah, so there's a file upload. So this is for the download, right? Submitting a file upload. So if you do, maybe I'm in the wrong spot. So that's the same hand that I gave you. Okay, so there's no space in there. Okay. Do you have an option, Zach, for submission?
You just can't see it.
Yeah, from my side, I can't see it, right? Yeah. Okay, great, great. So you guys can do that, okay? For today's lab. You're gonna submit the native file, the CCW file, and also a print out of your project. Like if I was you to submit, I will bring this, and then I'll do Control P for print. You could also do a nice screenshot, right? Hopefully with a label, like I have this.
Just so you can see the,
Yes, yes, yes. I want to be able to visually see when you submit it, but also I want to be able to, if I want to run the file, right? So you're going to have two file formations: the native file and the print screen. However you can do it. I mean,
yeah, on mine,
uh-huh.
it's like zoomed out so far, you can't see the inputs.
Really?
Like when you're looking at the outputs, you can't see the
Okay.
inputs.
Okay. You can also,
The inputs, you can't
yeah,
see
you
the
can also
outputs.
clean the screen like I'm going to do here, right? And that's a nice little screen right there, right? I mean, that could even be done with, the snippy tool. So if I use the snipping tool, I can, do this. And that'll be perfectly fine if you create a PDF or Word document, right? So here's a nice clean screen. You can put that in a Word or PDF document, right? However that works for you, okay?
Do you want it set to where all the inputs are, or all the outputs are on, or does it?
Well, everything has to be containing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, as long as all the pieces are there. It's kind of nice that we built this in a single file. Otherwise, we'll have multiple files, which we don't want. Does it make sense for everybody? Yeah. Tyler, make sense? Okay. So that will be your submission for today's week. Thanks, Zach, for bringing that on. Okay, so I'm gonna close that. So a nice PDF Word, printable version of your program along with the native CCW file will be perfectly fine.